Welcome back to wagertalk.com. This one's going to be a fun video, guys. We're going to do Arkansas at Texas A&M, Golden Nugget Games of the Year. This one opened up Arkansas minus 6.5. Preston, you jumped all over Texas A&M at plus 6.5. And tell us why you liked it, and then we're going to talk about not only did you jump on it, a lot of people jumped on it. Then we're going to hear from this other guy on the back end.
Yeah, no, this is a great example. This is a good game. It's a neutral game in Arlington. Technically, it's a neutral game. I guess A&M might have a little advantage for being there. Arkansas is a team, just in general, to keep it short, I'm a little bit down on. There's another game I hit today. LSU opened minus 1.5 against Arkansas at home, and I bet that one up to 4. I hit it, I think, 3 times. I think they were 6.5 at home against Auburn. So they're being based on the power rated numbers from the Nugget. It's like they're better than an LSU or Auburn. In this case, obviously, they're better than Texas A&M, laying 6.5 on a neutral. I don't think that's true. I think Auburn's a better team than Arkansas. I think LSU's a better team than Arkansas. My power number said it. So that's why I actually did play against Arkansas in 3 different spots. It doesn't mean they're a bad team. All these SEC teams are great in general. But it was a team that I thought was just being overvalued after a surprise season to most last year.
Right.
And so I came in, I hit Texas A&M getting the 6.5. I made it pick as it's kind of another numbers play there. You're getting almost a full touchdown, or a full 7 points, I should say. And so I came in and hit that, and I bet it down, I think to 4.5 or 3.5 might have been the third number that I played. And then we left, and then surprisingly, Brian went back to clean up on some stuff. And I think this is a great play, especially if you had gotten the 6.5 too. I mean, coming back and playing, it was down to 1.5. And I'll let you take that from there.
Yeah, my number on this was 6.5. So the first time I looked at it, I said, well, that's what I made it. And then after we put in our first group of bets, we were all pretty hungry. We're big guys. Went out to lunch. I got back. I go, holy cow, it's down to 1.5. I got to take that. And I just realized while we're doing this that we're on opposite sides of that game.
Yeah.
But both at favorable numbers.
If Arkansas wins by 3, we're all happy.
Yeah, 3, 4.
And that's the example. And the lesson there is being first to a number, but sometimes being late to a number can work to your advantage too, whenever, in this instance, you feel you got great value with Arkansas because it was overbet. And, so I got 2 guys here that are on opposite sides, both with sweet numbers, and you guys can end up both cashing this ticket. Game falls 3, 4, 6 common numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great for us. And I think ultimately, just real quick, it comes down to trusting your own numbers and not believing what you're seeing on the screen. Like Brian had the guts, so to speak, to go in and be like, oh, wait, I made the 6.5. It's 1.5. I don't care that it's moved 5 points from other people. I trust my numbers more than the steam, quote unquote. And in order to be successful at this, I think that's something you have to do is be confident in the work you've put in and just trust what you have, and it'll work out more often than not.
Let me throw this question out to you, Brian, because you've been at the Golden Nugget. You've been doing it for 5 years. Do you think that after a sharp guy, and Preston's a sharp guy, he hits the number, another guy hits the number, Preston goes back and hits that number a couple times, that then you get some of what's called the piggyback steam, where people are just sitting there watching the board and they see those moves and they want to jump on too?
Yeah, definitely. And, we all know people that don't do this for a living. And you see this all the time. They'll go out, I've got my brother-in-law. And he goes out, and Auburn, a couple years ago, whatever, was like 100 to 1. All of a sudden, they're 30 to 1. So he says, somebody must know something. I bet it, 30 to 1. And I said, you could have had 100 to 1, and you're betting a bad number. And it's just 2 ways to look at things. And to me, at this point of the season, at least, and I'm sure you feel the same way, I know as much as everybody else does right now. And I did a little interview with somebody from Covers, and I said, it's me against them. It's me against a small amount of people. You're betting game week. You're betting against millions of other people's opinions. It's me against them. Just like he feels the same way. He liked the 6.5. I like to lay the 1.5. We're both looking good right now.
There you have it. We've got Preston on Texas A&M at plus 6.5 and some various numbers on the way down. And then Brian comes in and grabs those minus 1.5, and he's happy with his number. So there you have it. Right now, if you're sitting there and looking at it where the line's at, you're going to have to decide where you want to be. Brian looks like he's got the best of the number at where it's at right now. And Preston thinks he's got a very live dog, and so we'll see how that one plays out. But that shows you that both of these guys are smart in getting the best of it. We're going to be back. We're going to look at a game here in the state of Nevada. It's the battle, UNLV against Nevada. We'll see that one next. WagerTalk.com.